Hey, good morning to all you wonderful YouTubers. Hey, welcome back to my channel, the Virginia Bushcrafter. The channel where we continue to learn and practice the skills of bushcrafting, prepping, and survival for the wilderness. So guys, as I've said many times before, there's just a plethora of skills to learn and practice and perfect to become self-reliant in the wilderness. So guys, today my specified task is to do maintenance. As we know, if we build a debris shelter, that debris shelter must be maintained. So here's a debris shelter that I put up, or I constructed maybe 2 months ago. And it does need some maintenance. As you can see, the structure is holding up well. I'm going to have to remove some leaves underneath, but the fence on both sides is holding up relatively well. And the rear of it is holding up very well. But I will add more debris to the back, and I will reinforce the fence. I may even add on to it. And then I will gather wood for my next stay. I'll bring you guys along with me. All right, guys, so I'm gonna unpack the things I need out of my rucksack. And we will go from there. All right, guys, as you can see, I have cleaned the floor of the lean-to debris shelter. And here's the debris that I removed, which is going to go on top of the lean-to. It's always good to fill in empty spots. The more debris, the greater the insulation. So guys, this is what I mean about maintaining a debris shelter. You cannot leave it vacant for a very long time if you want it to remain insulated. At least 4 inches of insulation on top of the greenage or the boughs that I put on there maybe a month and a half, 2 months ago. But I'm gonna go ahead and do the same thing to the back of the lean-to. And the next task will be to gather a large amount of wood for fuel for my future date in the bush. Okay, so I've raked up 2 piles of debris. I don't think I'll need much more than that. So just put these in the spot that I think is necessary. Again, the insulation should be at least 4 inches, I mean. And I'm covering up spots that I saw from the inside where the weather has deteriorated some of the debris. All right, guys, again, this is called maintenance of the debris shelter. It was not as difficult as when I first started, but that is at least 4 inches of debris on the bowels and the ribs of the lean-to debris shelter. So again, what I'm doing is just preparing this, and this is part of prepping, bushcrafting, prepping, and survival. So I'm going to get all the wood that I need, that I'll need in the next few days, so that when I come out here, all I have to do is just put out my bedding material. I'll have ample room for a fire and just enjoy Mother Nature. All right, guys, so let me get to the task now of go and saw some logs. All right, guys, for the last hour or so, I've just been bulking up wood, fuel. So let's take a look at what I've done so far. Keep in mind, this is for an upcoming overnighter. Well, guys, this is the amount of wood that I've harvested. I'm going to say in about the last hour and a half, maybe 2. You may say this is a lot of wood, but actually it is enough wood for a couple of hours. And here again, this is one of the meanings by my title, the motto: learn and practice bushcrafting, prepping, and survival skills. Here, this is an example of prepping. I know I'm going to be here overnight sometime this week, and I really want to enjoy myself rather than doing a lot of work. I want to enjoy myself relaxing in the shade and the comfort of a lean-to debris shelter. So I've come out here today just to prep for this, and all of this wood has been processed, has been harvested with the Agawa Boreal 24 bow saw. And of course, wearing safety gloves whenever I'm doing some cutting. So I have a lot of time left. There's still a lot of daylight. I'm going to harvest, well, when I get here Wednesday or Thursday, I'll harvest even more wood, but I know I have enough wood. Well, not enough wood. Whenever you think you have enough, go back and get twice as much. So that's what I'm going to do. But right now, I'm going to focus on getting some smaller kindling to make a fire. And this kindling is going to come from over there. All right, guys. So again, bushcrafting is becoming self-reliant on what Mother Nature provides with you. Here I have wood for a fire. Even though it's warm here, it's always cold at night. So let's get on to the next process of just getting some firewood for today. And after I have a meal, I'll gather more firewood for my visit during the week. Right, guys, kukri makes fast work for when there's not enough room to maneuver a saw. By hitting in this portion and pulling down, it just removes the material. Kukri is good for chopping many things. Again, with the kukri, you can chop, you can slice, you can carve. So many things you can do with the wonderful tool of a kukri. All right, guys, I'm going to get more kindling. I'll see you when I finish. There's no job that a kukri can't handle. No job in the bush. If you don't have a saw, you have a kukri, you're covered. If you don't have a knife, you have a kukri, you're covered. If you don't have a shovel, you're covered. If you don't have a small Scandinavian grind knife, you're covered. I can dig, I can chop, I can carve, I can slice. Get out in the bush and practice with your tools. And there we have our fire pit. All right, guys, so that is the fire pit. I'm going to make a fire lay, and I'll bring you along with me. Well, YouTubers, I am sitting here taking a nice long deserved break, I think. So yeah, guys, again, what I've been doing is actually preparing this site for an overnighter, so that when I get here during the week, I won't have to harvest and process as much wood. I'm tidying up the shelter. I'm going to add a couple of branches or limbs to the fence. So I have the remainder of the day to do that, but I've been out here just enjoying practicing with my tools. Again, the Agawa Boreal 24 buck saw, the Condor Heavy Duty Knife. This thing is a monster. 10-inch blade, 1075 carbon steel, nice spine in the spine. Also, let's see, a hatchet, an axe. This hatchet made by, let's see, I believe this is, yes, it's marbles, but anyway, very good hatchet, very heavy. It's an axe because it is 18 inches. No, I think it's about 17 inches. No, it's 18 inches. So an axe, also a shovel, which is pretty cool. This shovel has a hammer, it has wrenches, it has a bottle opener, it has a saw, it has a machete edge, and of course here is this is a nail puller. You would use that if you're building a shelter, and of course the edge for digging. And it also has a button compass. It has a small fishing kit on the inside. So I brought this shovel out today because I'm not making a huge fire today. And of course, always safety gloves, leather gloves, whenever you're using cutting tools. So those are the cutting tools that I have used today. I have not used the Scandinavian grind knife. I don't think I will have to. But hey guys, let's just go ahead and make a fire now. We got to practice our firecraft every time we come out. All right, I'll bring you along with me. That's the fire pit. All right, let's make the tinder bundle. Break the fibers up of the cedar bark. Put a divot in the middle of it. Some flint and steel, along with char cloth. And let's go get an ember. Had one, but it went out. Okay, let's get a better piece of chalk cloth here. Okay, chalk cloth, flint, steel. There we go. The ember. And where there is smoke, there is fire. And there we have the fire. And we start to put on our kindling. All right, there we go. All right, guys, there we have the fire from the flint. All right, guys, we have the fire from the flint. The steel. If I can get it out of here. The steel and the char cloth. You see, I don't have much char cloth left, so I'm going to make more of it. But guys, these are the great things you get to do when you come out and practice. All right, let's let that fire build up, get some coals, and we will prepare a meal. As you can see, the fire coming out of the Altoid can. That is the gas from the char cloth being made. All right, guys, well, it's that time of the day where I get to sit down and have a meal. And the meal is cooked and it was very quick. And let's see if you can tell what it is. Of course, a salad, lemon pepper, and some Italian dressing, and something that was real quick that just requires boiling, some hot water, for about 5 minutes, the ramen noodles. And as always, some Gatorade. But yeah, guys, this is just a day I came out here just to prep. I just wanted to cut a lot of wood, which I'm going to need more because I'm going to come out here and do an overnighter. And I don't want to come out here and do a lot of work this time. So I'm going to have the wood ready. I have to get about again, twice as much as what I have. And I've put more debris on my shelter here. So the only thing I'm going to do is tighten up the fence with some more jute twine. I may add a couple of branches across there in some form or fashion, I'm not sure. But yeah, I'm gonna come out here and enjoy my debris shelter. Ramen noodles are still hot, so why not just enjoy the small salad. Yeah, basically I used a Agawa Boreal 24 saw. That thing does some serious cutting. It has it's called the Sydney Wrench 2 blade, which is very aggressive. And I used the marbles axe, split some wood. I used the kukri to gather some kindling, cut off some branches, and because I just wanted to practice with my tools, and I brought a very small shovel because I made a very small fire pit. I brought a Scandinavian grind knife, which I really don't have a need to use it because I used flint and steel with cedar bark as tinder, and once I got the fire, all my twigs are dry, so there was no need to make any feather sticks or anything like that. So I know it's warm here right now, but it will be cold during the night. But I won't be here tonight. I will be here in the week, though. So, like I said, I just want to make sure I get enough wood. I see a nice tree that's full of just dead wood. So when I come back this week, I'm going to get some of that. Because as we know, the more coals that you get, it just seems like that fire burns even faster. Yeah, the salad's good. Nothing fancy, just a salad. And some ramen noodles. If you're going to practice your firecraft, you may as well make something to eat. All right, guys. I'm going to enjoy the remainder of this meal, and I'll see you afterwards. All right, guys. And I'm also, by the way, making more chalk cloth. All right, guys, I'll see you after dinner. Hey guys, this has been another fun, tremendous day of practicing in the bush. You get to come out here and practice with all your fantastic tools, like the Agawa Boreal 24-inch. Just totally awesome to come out here and use these. You get to come out here and use your axe, splitting wood. get to use the famous kukri. One of my favorite tools. And then you get to use a shovel. With all of this, you get to practice your firecraft. And the fire is out, and you get to harvest as much wood as you want to. And I already have my eye on all of that nice wood over there. So guys, again, this is what's called practicing. And practicing is fun. And then you get to cook your meal, whether it's just ramen noodles and a salad. It's just great. You get to bring all this equipment with you in an 81-liter rucksack. And you get to use Mother Nature's rake, two-prong rake that works well. And you get to use part of Mother Nature to make you a fence. These are all the fun things you get to do when bushcrafting, learning how to become self-reliant in the bush. But guys, I'm going to clean up and get ready to come back during the week. But I'll see you before I go. Isn't that just awesome? It's so awesome I don't even want to burn it, but I'm going to on my next trip. Now that's how you extinguish a fire. All right, guys, it has been a fun day. Has to come to a close, but I'll be back real soon. Hey guys, this was a lot of fun. Again, the importance of coming out into the bush and practicing your skills. Again, today I enjoyed practicing with the Agawa Boreal 24-inch buck saw. I enjoyed using the Condor King Kukri knife, as well as a marbles axe, along with a shovel. Those are the tools I used today. Those are the tools I practiced with, and I'm looking forward to doing it again with another set of tools. So guys, again, if you're interested in the bush, the wilderness, camping, hunting, fishing, any outdoor game, just come out into the bush. You will enjoy it. So guys, I am going to head out of here. Hey, please hit that like button, leave a comment, share this video out, and hit that bell and subscribe to my channel, The Virginia Bushcrafter. All right, guys, so I will see you on the next outing. And as always, like father and son, mother and daughter, we're all akin in some form of fashion. So just get out in the bush and have some fun. This is the Virginia Bushcrafter signing out. Stay safe, everyone.